Now, with a review to end off the podcast, I am going to be talking about Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge. So, this is an animated film that is about like just the origins of Scorpion and how he became to be, as well as it is a retelling of the Mortal Kombat story. And this is a movie that is not to be shown to little kids because it is bloody and gory as hell, and definitely just not a movie that you would want them to see, because it honestly just, I wasn't prepared for how bloody it was, but it is crazy bloody. But that is one of the things that threw me off about this movie, is that when you look at the game as compared to this, the game is bloody as hell. I mean, that's just the concept of just, Mortal Kombat. That's what it delivers. When you hear Mortal Kombat, you think blood, guts, cutting people up. You think about all that stuff. But for some reason, it seemed right in the game. But when you look at this movie, it just, I don't know, it seemed like it was just too bloody for its own good. It was bloody for bloody's sake, and it was just, a lot of it was just unnecessary. And that was, I don't know, I guess it didn't bother a lot. It may not bother certain people, but it kind of bothered me. That it was just like, they just wanted to go bloody for the hell of it. And it just seemed kind of out of place. I don't know if I'm just explaining it right, but it really didn't come off too well. But some of the lines of dialogue were very cheesy and bad. Like with movies like this, that's the one thing I hate. And it's not even just this movie. It's DC movies I've seen, like animated DC films I've seen, where it's just the dialogue, for some reason, even though they're meant for, kind of like young adults and older, and like teens and stuff like that, and even like people like as old as me, it's like you can still step up the dialogue. It was just, the dialogue was just, I don't know. I just kind of hate that kind of aspect of these animated films. And it has a bit of good humor, but it didn't necessarily hit most of the time. And just Goro in this film looked about as scary as he did in the live action film. And he scared the hell out of me in the live action film. And I just kind of got glimpses and just that feeling of just how I felt upon seeing Goro when I was younger in the live action film. So just with the design of his character in this animated film was done actually pretty well. And the fights were fine, but I'm not a big fan of certain animated fights and like how it was done in this movie. I wish that the fights, even in this animated form, could have looked more realistic and way better than it came off in this movie. It just didn't completely work for me. Because like they was just doing crazy stuff that it was like, this was not logical. But I mean, we're talking about a cartoon. We're talking about works of fiction. But still, in the same case, the fights did throw me off in that type of aspect. But I really did like the animation style. But the over-exaggeration of the muscular physiques of the characters really did stand out, and just really not in a great way. And this movie does utilize the X-ray hits, how we got up in the Mortal Kombat games, where, you make not like a fatal blow, but like a hard blow, and then you see the bones cracking and stuff. They utilize it all throughout here, which I didn't have a problem with it. And then we do get a cameo from Natara, in one scene, and that's really about it. You don't see a fight or anything else, but it was just like a throwaway cameo. And of course, everyone knows the story of Mortal Kombat, so this ain't even a spoiler, but the ending does lead to the creators possibly setting up more animated Mortal Kombat films, that if they do, hopefully they can fix the dialogue and just how it looks, but more than likely they're going to keep the same design style of the animation and all that stuff. But hopefully they can fix certain things of the movie. But another thing, I really did think that Scorpion's story, even though it does go hand in hand with the tournament and it kind of leads up to it, like his storyline and all that stuff, but I felt like it just could have been a Scorpion movie, that they could have added more elements of his life and not a combination of the main Mortal Kombat storyline. I felt like, since it is, Scorpion's story, Keep it there. Don't have a mixture. You could have just had another movie that was just a Mortal Kombat retelling of the Mortal Kombat storyline and went from there. But other than that, the movie was okay. It was a miss for me. There was a lot of things that went against it that I really didn't find entertaining. But overall, even though it's a miss for me, I still think if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, it's worth checking out.